Most solo female travel safety advice focuses on places, but that's not the most useful way to think about it. The 3 worst safety incidents I've had in over 128 countries were a stolen phone, a physical boundary violation, and a digital harassment situation. And none of them has to do with the country I was in, though I will tell you where they happened. 3 different countries, 3 different contexts, but the pattern was the same. If you understand the pattern, you can build protocols that will reduce the chance of it happening and reduce the damage if it does. I'm going to show you the 3 incident types and the exact system I use now. And I've put a pre-trip safety setup checklist in the description so you can set this up for yourself. Here is the structure. Incident type 1 is property crime. Something gets taken in a moment that otherwise feels pretty normal. Incident type 2 is physical boundaries violation, a situation where your body and personal space is not respected. Incident type 3 relates to digital boundaries, the point where someone gets access to you digitally and doesn't handle it normally. For each one, I'll walk you through exactly what happened to me, including what I did wrong, and the protocol I use now. This is not about avoiding specific countries. I still love 2 of the places where these events happened, and I've returned to the 3rd for a better experience. This is about building systems so you're less exposed and more prepared. It was the middle of the day. Cape Town, February 2022. Bright sunlight. I had just left a spa and I was in the back of a taxi heading back to my hotel. My window was open about 1/3 of the way. My phone was in my hand. I was catching up on messages and checking directions. We stopped at a red light. Someone reached through the window and took my phone straight out of my hand. It was gone in seconds. The bigger mistake I made is that I got out of the taxi and chased him. He jumped over a barrier down to a lower sidewalk, and I couldn't follow. And then I realized my laptop was still in the taxi. At that point, I had 2 problems. My phone was gone, and my laptop was sitting in a car with a driver I did not know and did not have a way to contact. Luckily, the driver stayed. He waited for me, he drove me to the police station, and waited there for me for 2 hours while I filled out a police report, and then drove me back to my hotel. He didn't ask for anything extra. Now, for the protocol I use. Number 1, phone placement. I don't idle with my phone in my hand while I'm in transit anymore. If I'm not actively using it, it's in my pocket, in my bag, or tucked under my leg. Not just hanging out of my hand out of habit. And when I am using it, I'm aware of the windows and who's around me. Number 2, this one deserves its own. Window awareness. A partially open window is access, and really, any window is access. If the window is open, my phone and my bag are away from that side. Number 3, backup systems. Tracking is on, cloud backups every night. And I travel with a backup phone so I can access accounts immediately. Response plan. I know how to lock and wipe my phone. I know how to get a police report so I can claim my insurance. And I know which of my accounts to secure first. I still think Cape Town is an incredible city. This could have happened in many other places. Cape Town is just where it happened to me. The change was in my behavior, not in my opinion of the place. Content warning for this section. It involves unwanted touching. This was Doha, October 2016. I was in my earlier travel years and still fairly budget focused. I was using couchsurfing for accommodation and meeting people through it. I mentioned couchsurfing because that's the context I was in, not because it has anything to do with what happened next. That night, I met an American expat in a hotel bar. In Doha, some hotels have bars where expats go because it's not easy to get alcohol everywhere. We had a normal conversation. Nothing felt off, and I left to go back to where I was staying. I got into an elevator alone, and then a different man got into the elevator with me. After the doors closed, he touched me and tried to kiss me. I froze. The doors opened. He walked off like nothing had happened. I left the hotel as fast as I could. Part I regret here is that I didn't report it. That hotel almost definitely had cameras. They might have been able to identify him. I did not speak to anyone about this until years later. Now, for the protocol I use. Number 1, accommodation security. When I travel solo, I look for staffed front desks, well-lit entrances, and keycard access to elevators. Keycard elevators matter because they limit who can access different floors. Number 2. Positioning. In confined spaces like elevators and hallways, I pay attention to where I stand. Where possible, I stand closer to the door or the control panel, and I avoid letting someone stand fully behind me. Number 3. Rehearsed response. Freezing is a real response, and I can't guarantee it won't happen again. What I can do is rehearse a simple line so it's easier to access. Do not touch me. Number 4. Reporting. Something happens in a space with staff and cameras, I report it. Not because it fixes the moment, but because it can prevent the next one. This was one person in one moment. The useful outcome for me was building rules I can control. I had stopped into a restaurant for a glass of wine. Istanbul, October 2021. The owner and I talked casually for a while. It felt normal. Before I left, he asked for my number so I could bring my friends by for a sunset dinner later in the week. 2 nights later, he sent me 59 messages and called me 30 times between 10 p.m. and 2 a.m. Where are you? Why are you not answering? I know you stay close. It kept going. What bothered me the most was that he knew I stayed nearby. I had shared more information than I realized. The protocol I use now. Number 1. Contact rule. I generally don't give my WhatsApp number to people I just met. I share Instagram instead. It creates distance and it's easier to filter. Number 2. Information diet. I do not share where I'm staying, not the hotel name and not the area. Number 3. Exit line. If something feels off, I say I have someone waiting for me. It ends the interaction quickly. This one is also not about a country. It's about one person who did not respect boundaries. The goal is to reduce access points like this. There is a cost to this. After the Doha incident, I was more uncomfortable in confined spaces for a long time. Elevators, hallways, anywhere I felt remotely trapped. I also didn't particularly enjoy that first trip to Qatar, and it was years before I returned. It changes how you feel moving through places you might otherwise enjoy. The phone theft changed how relaxed I am in taxis and on buses. Now I'm more aware of my hands, my bag, and my surroundings. I don't consider a taxi to be my personal space anymore. The Istanbul incident made me more guarded in casual conversations with strangers. There's a version of travel where you talk to everyone and share freely. And honestly, I kind of miss that. I try to be more measured now. That's a loss, even if it's the right call. These systems work, but the cost is real. My early travels had an openness that these rules make harder. When people ask what countries are unsafe, I don't answer with a list of countries. The more useful answer is the incident type and the protocol I've developed because of it. Property crime, physical boundaries, digital boundaries. These systems do not remove risk, but they do reduce exposure, and they might reduce the damage if something happens. Some of these incidents might change how you move through the world in ways that won't go away. But for me, I still travel, I still go out alone. I just do it with systems in place and a clearer understanding of where I'm exposed. And I've put a pre-trip safety checklist in the description that you can work through before your next trip. If you had an incident that changed how you travel, share the protocol you use now in the comments so other people can learn from it too.